Your thoughts?
What? What? Who?
Nice.
All right.
Here we go. We have made it to Friday, the second to last Friday of February. How are y'all doing? CJ Nasello, it's our daily show, 9:05, that's the time. On this 21st day of February, and we got a good show for all of you. Talking trash, rusty wheat. Denise Sparks, they join us in the studio at 9:20. And then at 10:10, we're going to be talking with OSF Healthcare and getting more from just truly a great partner for our daily show. Then at 10:35, we're going to be talking to the City of Edwardsville. They have a really cool event coming down the pipeline. I believe it's March 1st, but don't hold me to that because you know how I am with dates. But they're going to be coming at Choco-Lotta-Fun Walk. It's their first annual, and it's all about just really coming together as a community, going to different businesses, and a pretty family-friendly atmosphere. So we'll get the latest on that. And then Flora and Sheila will join us at 10:45-ish, 10:50-ish, and they'll be filling us in on their first of 3 events that are free for the public to attend at Riverbend Yoga called Free Spiritual Wellness Series, and we'll get the details on that and so much more. At 9:06, here's what you need to know. Make sure you join myself and the 70,000 people that get around the Riverbend each and every day of the work week and even on Saturdays. The Illinois State Police are investigating a serious incident that has led to the closure of Fosterburg Road near Brighton Bunker Hill Road. The situation unfolded on Thursday around 2:20 p.m. The Troop 8 unit were on the scene working to gather more information, and motorists were advised to seek alternate routes to avoid the delays that were caused. As of now, officials have not released further information regarding the nature of the incident. Also in the news today, a home in Holiday Shores was completely destroyed by a fire on February the 20th. The blaze broke out around 6 p.m. on St. James Drive, prompting a swift response from multiple fire agencies. Holiday Shores Fire Chief Jim O'Brien reported that firefighters faced challenging conditions with temperatures in the teens, but all personnel remained safe during the operation. Fortunately, the homeowners escaped unharmed before the firefighters arrived. The cause of the blaze, under investigation, and no definitive cause has been determined. Local authorities took measures to ensure road safety during the emergency response. We will keep you updated when we receive more information. Firefighters also battled a residential blaze in East Alton amid the freezing conditions on the 20th. Here's what we know. Multiple agencies responded to a residential fire in the 100th block of Heller in East Alton on February 20th after a box alarm was issued. Firefighters from East Alton, Wood River, Alton, Roxana, and Rosewood Heights quickly arrived on the scene, aided by a nearby hydrant. East Alton Fire Chief Tim Quigley reported that the cause of the fire currently under investigation, with the homeowner suspecting a malfunctioning battery in an appliance. The rapid response contained the fire to one bedroom, but significant damage occurred throughout the house. Quigley praised the firefighters' efforts despite the challenging weather conditions. Also in the news today, Rochelle Odd Crow, the United States Attorney for the Southern District of Illinois, officially departed from her position on February the 18th. Crow expressed gratitude for her service, stating, quote, It has been my honor to serve, end quote. During her tenure, she has led a team of attorneys, collaborated with law enforcement, and prosecuted numerous criminal cases, recovering millions for taxpayers. Her leadership was praised by various officials for enhancing public safety and combating drug-related crime. Following her departure, Allie M. Summers has been appointed as the acting U.S. Attorney, bringing years of experience to the role. And finally, in the news today, former mayor and current mayoral candidate Brant Walker has expressed strong opposition to the proposed Lovejoy housing development set for consideration by the Alton Committee of the Whole. In a letter submitted to RiverBender.com, Walker criticized the project, which aims to construct 70 mixed-income housing units funded partially by tax dollars, highlighting concerns over the developer's lack of Better Business Bureau accreditation and the financial strain on funds. For a full write-up and that full response, that's available in its entirety on RiverBender.com. And again, a statement submitted by former mayor and current mayoral candidate Brant Walker on the Lovejoy housing development that is to be discussed at Committee of the Whole. Finally in the news, because they're sitting right outside the studio, Rusty Wheat, known as the one-man chain gang, has tackled the biggest trash challenge yet, a massive styrofoam block in a field near Wood River. After 2 years of picking up thousands of pounds of litter along Route 143, Wheat decided on February the 11th to finally remove that unsightly block that had been bothering him, weighing nearly 150 pounds. Wow. The block proved to be a difficult move, but he succeeded, prompting the local refinery to pick it up after he reported it. He urges others to take responsibility for trash cleanup and advocates for community efforts to report litter to local authorities. And that's a look at what's happening around the Riverbend at 9:12. Let's take a look at weather. It's going to be it's already warmer than it was yesterday. It's 11 degrees and it feels like 18. Sunny and quite cold this morning. It will warm up as the day goes long. And then tonight, clear and cold. Humidity at 80% and the air quality is about 55, which is moderate today. Temperatures will reach 25 degrees and drop down to 13 overnight as we head into Saturday, where we will see sunny skies and highs near 38 and lows near 22. On Sunday, highs near 50, a low of 32 degrees, and on Monday, we might touch 60 degrees, folks. Highs near 58 degrees and a low near 33. And then on Tuesday, partly sunny skies, a high of 60 and a low of 32. How about that? We're getting there. 0 degrees for 3 days, and we'll see 60 in less than a week. Gotta love this Metro East weather. You can see this weather report in real time all the time by just going to the weather page, RiverBender.com/weather, or you can also text RB2618-202-4618, and you'll sign up for instant weather updates, and we'll alert you as soon as we get those reports. Before we take a quick break, let me fill you in on Sparks Junk Removal and Hauling. You know, she is the queen of junk, and now she's the queen of junk and trash. She took on the big boys, and now you see those purple and yellow trash cans popping all across the 618. They're mating like bunny rabbits. Why? Because Denise Sparks is there for her community and she answers her phone. I love it. You know, I really appreciate the efforts that Denise does, too, to make sure the roadways are clean. And we're getting ready to talk with them, Rusty and Denise, a little bit more about just some of their efforts and some of the work Denise is doing, too. But, you know, it's really great to know that a trash company is really going above and beyond and making sure that nothing's flying off the back of their trucks and just taking care of the environment and taking care of their neighbors, because they live here just like you and I do. And like I said before, it's never a slight at any employee or anything like that from another company. It's just, I love the true, business ethics when it comes to Sparks Junk Removal, and I think a lot of us do too. You can see their full list of services by going to sparksjunkremoval.net, whether or not you need that hot tub removed that's been there since Clinton was in office, or if your neighbors are getting ready to report you because you had that chicken coop that was kind of a fun summer project and now it's, kind of not cool. You can, that might have been a shot at CJ for making some very bad decisions. You can call Sparks Junk Removal and she'll take care of it for you, and she's truly the best at it. SparksJunkRemoval.net, and start your journey with Denise Sparks and that great team over there today. We'll take a quick break. Let's take a look at downtown Alton. We'll come back, more Daily Show on this Friday morning right after this.
Mama told me not to come. Mama told me not to come. That ain't the way to have fun, son. That ain't the way to have fun, son.
Have a rash, pink eye, or urinary tract infection and need care now? OSF On-Call Urgent Care is here to treat you. Start a virtual visit 24/7, whenever and wherever you need it. It's just that easy. osfoncall.org/virtual visit.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, Free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Linux system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
Brant Walker knows how to get results for Alton because he's done it. As Mayor, Brant froze the property tax levy and balanced the budget. His economic development policy stimulated $116 million in private capital investment. Community policing and increased resources for public safety led to a decrease in crime. And under Brant Walker's leadership, Alton secured more than $10 million in extra grant funds for infrastructure and park improvements. Move Alton forward with Brant Walker.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Sharing horizons that are new to us, watching the signs along the way, talking it over, just the two of us, working together day to day.
Sorry, a little bit of business to take care of. Oh yeah, Rusty, where's your? Well, I gotta dress the part. I got mine's up in my office.
Oh, your banner's covering me.
Oh, hold on. I can take that down.
I got hot, man. I've been on the phone to the county, so I got a little warm.
We're trash talking today.
How's life treating both of you?
If it was any better, I wouldn't be able to stand it.
I know, living the dream.
Oh my goodness, I am too. I just really am. And Rusty, we just talked about you in the news.
I seen that. I seen that. Sydney, she nailed that. That little lady is so good. She is so good about what she does. She absolutely nailed that.
So how did that? Was that there for a long time?
I've seen it for over 2 years.
Oh,
yeah,
man. How long? What'd you use to get it out of there?
Just a little end over end power. You know, it was just end over end. That's the only way I could. I couldn't drag it. And I couldn't get my arms around it. And I was out there in the middle of that field, and it was muddy as heck. So it was just either sink or swim.
Well, and I just want to point out that styrofoam block weighs 7 pounds more than I do.
That was just a guesstimate.
Where'd you take it?
Pardon me?
Where'd you do with it?
I wrote a letter to the refinery, and I believe they come and picked it up.
They did, yep. So you finally got that taken care of, that monstrosity.
Yeah, that was off my mind. You see, it's just one of those things. You see it out there, but that area floods so much down at the basin of 143 by 255. That floods so much down there. So I've seen it. I mean, getting it out of there is, and we were just down there doing a cleanup with Brad Wells, Police Chief Brad Wells, and Tom Stalkup.
That's cool.
Yeah, we were looking over at it, and. The next day I thought, man, I'm going to go for it.
You're doing a lot more partnerships, it seems like, or you're doing a lot more collaboration cleanups.
Yeah, meeting of the minds, I like to think about
Good.
it. I like those
like
people,
that.
Well, I really do.
Because you don't have to agree on everything, but you guys, it seems like you've worked it out. You're moving forward.
Yeah,
together.
we have different methods of working, but I think we all have the same objective.
That's great. That's really cool. Denise, how's business?
Living the dream. I'll be glad when this cold snap is over.
How are your guys doing out there with all this?
Well, January is always slow anyway after the holidays, but the cold snap, we've had a lot of outside jobs that we've had to reschedule. So next week, we're getting back into the groove. I hear we're having a heat wave maybe coming.
We are.
I hope so.
60s
I'm about ready to
week.
get out and tan.
I hope so. What happens is that when that snow's on the ground, people think, there's not much trash, but once it melts, trash still comes.
And I want to bring that up, if I may. Mm-hmm. And it's a touchy subject all around Alton, is all along Broadway and all out in front of Tonser, which is another of the Big Blues facility.
Oh, okay, I didn't know
It's
that.
full of trash. So
the old Sanders building. Oh, yeah. That's what got me going. That's why I was going to begin with.
Oh, no.
Don't leave the trash over there.
I got a hold the last time of the alderman for that area.
Yeah.
And it was cleaned up the same day.
Was it
I will
really?
tell you that. So he probably went over there and said something
Well,
to him. So I'm going to get a hold of him again.
Well, you know what, though? Good for the alderman to actually pick up that phone and get it done. That's a success story, almost. But why was it dirty in the first place? Why is there all the
trash trucks flying by there every day.
Yeah, and then I was asked why I picked that particular area. Can you give me? I thought because there's trash on the ground.
What's really bad too is right across from the housing project, right behind Ameren's building, right there by.
Yeah, I know.
And that was
it's
the
bad.
premise. Yeah, that was
it's
the premise
bad.
of it. They thought, for instance, I was trying to instigate something or cause trouble because it was a housing project. And I thought, Jesus Christ, that's what the trash is, man. It's got
if
nothing
it wasn't
to do.
for him, bleep,
Denise.
stuff wouldn't be getting done.
I got to admonish people now when they curse. That's the new rule.
Yeah.
Rusty caused that.
I apologize.
Bleep, bleep.
That's Rusty's fault. But no, it's but your building's right there, so it should be. You should do what you can to make it look nice. You're investing in the city, and
as soon as it warms up, I'm going to go down the railroad tracks by Fast Eddie's, and when it warms up, the homeless will be camping back there again. And the city does provide them bags, so they have been bagging up the trash, but there's still a huge amount of trash.
And you need to get them signed up.
And that's a whole nother issue. Yeah. I drove down here and I saw so many homeless camped out on business steps.
Can you imagine if you allowed your business to have that much, like that Republic office that I went by up there? Can you imagine if you had that much trash out in front of your business?
Oh, I'd be cited by the city.
It's amazing. That place was a dump. It was around there, and that's where the old Sanders. It didn't look like that when Sanders had it.
No,
right.
But
and you're right. I mean, it's just it's loving where you live, and it's homeless. I
being
feel,
a good neighbor.
Yeah, who's taking advantage of who?
Right.
You know what I mean?
I'm not disagreeing.
They keep saying that they're moving, that they're going to put all operations at the same building, but they haven't moved yet, and that's something I inquired about when I had my contract renewal.
Oh.
Yeah.
How'd that go?
45%, while my guy over here only got a $5 raise, and I'm going to say this because I'm transparent. I was face to face with the man, and he said, "I don't believe it." I said, "I got the contract on my phone, but I'm not throwing another hauler under the bus because I'm not going to do that to him." But why are my rate increases so astronomical?
Yeah.
When I spent, and I want the public to know this, over $107,000 last year in landfill fees.
Oh, man.
Which brings up my plight and my fight for the last 2 years on this fuel recovery surcharge.
$107,000?
Yep.
Oh, my.
That's 20% of any of my profit.
Trying to figure out how much the county gets out of that,
Well,
I mean, that's a pretty substantial amount of money.
Yeah. So I talked to Senator Harris, Representative Amy Ellick. Amy Ellick came up with House Bill 2862 that she has introduced to the Illinois General Assembly on February the 6th. And the bill was filed with the clerk on February 5th. It was given its first reading on February 6th, and it was referred to the Rules Committee on February 6th. I emailed Amy today to find out, where do we stand, what's happening. I don't think she feels 100% confident that this bill will get through, but I looked up all the definitions. When we sit on the scale, I have a contract, and it's called a tonnage fee.
Yeah.
And that tonnage fee, if you look up the description, it says that it is and are the fees associated with what I'm bringing in and to operate a landfill. Therefore, then I get hit with a second EPA charge, which is, I understand. But the third one, where I'm paying 2 to 3 times fuel to drive up the hill to dump my trash, that to me is double dipping.
I can totally see your point there. I totally can see your point.
Anybody legally that has looked at that fuel surcharge has said that shouldn't be imposed. That is not our responsibility to fuel up their bulldozers or whatever.
Yeah.
So this bill has been introduced. I was thrilled about it, and we'll see what happens.
You just got to keep, hopefully it just
You know
keeps
me,
making
I
its
am-
rounds. You're a fighter.
There's certain things that you are making. I mean, I know this is difficult for you, but there's a lot of things that you're making an impact on that you're maybe you're unaware of. Like, for instance, your policy on not picking up trash unless it's bagged up.
Senator Harris?
I've been talking to Senator Harris about that, and that's going to be so difficult for them to achieve that particular bill. But it's definitely a step in the right direction. And if you want evidence of that, take a drive out by SIU University.
Oh man,
the Republic trucks leave the university heading to the landfill, and there is just trash everywhere.
Well, those kids just throw it right in that darn bug. They're not bagged up. They're just
and that could be eliminated. Very simple, like simple little things. Just tying your trash bag twice.
And I have to say, I put out that funny video the last time we talked, and it got 2.1 thousand views.
That's good.
Okay, so out of 2,000 people, only 2 people, and you read one of the ladies' comments, that they felt that I were treating them like they were a child. But you know what?
Patronizing them, basically.
Yeah. You know what? Our Tide trash bags has improved probably over 50%.
Well, it's a good point to make, because you're right.
Our customers care that we care.
Yeah. That one of the things I like so much about that article Sydney wrote yesterday is that she captured what I've been preaching about lately, is that's public responsibility. And people like Denise take it, and I try and do it. And so I don't think it's too far-fetched to hold the public officials to that same type of accountability.
And I want to make a point, too, because I the other day someone said something about the whole, trash company thing, and I said it's not about the employees, because the one that takes care of my road, because I live in Alton, is so not just one of the nicest people. If I forget my trash, he'll get out of the truck and take care. So I want to make it. It's the way the corporate office is run.
Exactly.
You're just another number,
right? And that's kind of I wanted to kind of make that clear. It's not we aren't taking shots at anybody that works for anybody. It's just
Absolutely
the way the corporate structure is.
If you I had a Republic guy forever. I loved him. I kept him forever until I got to know Denise and what little things she does.
Exactly.
And that made the big difference for me. And so it didn't make a difference what the price was. She's a very good person, just as conscientious as the guy I had working for Republic. But he didn't own the company. She does.
Right. And that's what I kind of wanted to get, because sometimes, they think that that's kind of what I'm doing when I give your life. It's like, hell no, I'm talking about just the way she runs her company and the way it goes,
But you know
lead
what?
by example.
But
right.
And you know what? The guys that work for me, they respect it.
Yeah.
They do it too. It's
They
not
do.
just because I go, okay, now you
It's
care.
a mindset. It's a mindset.
Well, and you take care of them. I mean, when that snows out there, I mean, you tried that one day, God love you, and that didn't work out too well, but you learned from it. You kept everybody home. But when it got too cold, you said, I'm not doing this to these guys. We're going to stay at home. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll see you Wednesday. I mean...
And this week was iffy, too. I mean, when I got in the truck and it was 1 degree out, and I'm looking at my guy next to me, and I'm like...
You see so many people. I get so many comments on my Facebook page. People that are saying that isn't that the county's responsibility? Don't they have prisoner programs for this or that? And it's just a mindset because they drive down there and they see all the trash, so they don't. They think.
I do have a question though. Why don't they use some of the people that have been locked up there?
They do. They have a SWAT program. In fact, I got the guy's phone number, and I've worked with the guy from the probation department also.
It's a good point though, because it's a lot of times you do. It kind of frustrates me too because we need to do this. We need to do this. Well, grab a trash bag and
it starts with you.
Yeah. And that's what kind of the point I think I'm trying to make too, because I walk down the street in my neighborhood, Denise, and I'm like, this is your front yard.
How many city officials have actually gone out with you from the county?
Oh.
Well, some of them do it for various different reasons. The ones that actually come out and do work, I'm pretty excited about. Like I say, Tom Stalkup and the crew from them, Jeremy Plank, come out. It was good.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was good. He's running for township supervisor. And that's the kind of stuff. Like I said, you lead by example. You get out there. And it was a cold day, and even that O'Donnell, Mr. O'Donnell, that took so much heat for the Wood River projects. Christine Burns has probably talked to you more about it. He's a developer, and he's a developer that was trying to develop some things in Wood River, and he took a tremendous amount of heat because he was wanting to put that wedding venue out at Belk Park.
Oh,
yeah.
And he took a tremendous amount, but yet he was there. He showed up to help. You know what I mean? So I mean, it's
the broader.
We've all got a lot of common in us.
Exactly. It's the broader point that it doesn't matter what your beliefs are on what specific policy or what project you want to bring in, and project meaning development. In terms of whatever venue, it just means we all want to keep our neighborhoods clean. You know, and that's the other thing because. It's frustrating because, like you, Denise, you're driving down these roads and you're going, guys, we're doing all we can, just bag your trash up. And that's like, I'm picking up trash out of my yard and things, and I'm going, guys, just keep it in your pocket until you get home. Or if you don't have it, just find a trash can,
Well, I spoke at the Madison County Board meeting about a very specific thing. It was very well. I thought it went very well. It only took me 2 minutes. I got in. It was short and sweet, and I think they liked that. But it was very, very simple. You drive down the road, you see some trash, you call and report it, and the first thing out of the jurisdictional mouth is, it's not my jurisdiction. So you got to report, go, whose is it then? And then you finally get to it, and then you hear like, oh, I was told not to mess with you because you're a troublemaker, and
somebody that's trying to help our communities out.
What happens is the public officials don't like being held accountable, and when you do hold them accountable, then they talk to the other public officials.
But they were elected, and the people voted them in their position.
Right. You got to understand, though, some of these highway commissioners are not rocket scientists. You know what I mean? And they're human people, and they form an opinion, so they transfer that opinion to the public works director from the next town, and then all of a sudden he's got this opinion, and you got to go out and pick up 15 bags of trash before you can sway that opinion.
So let me ask a question, because
what are you laughing about over there?
I'm not laughing.
We touched on this the last time. So the emergency number. Explain to me.
Yeah, you got this done.
Yes,
you
got
this done.
Yes.
When did it go in yet?
The protest lasted 2 days. I officially protested 2 days. I had my purple bags out there. I was using my purple bags in protest for the county because they would not provide a hotline number. And I started on Monday, and then Wednesday, Chris Slusher called me
Is it on the website?
He said he was going to make it available on all the Madison County numbers. But right now, I just had to get permission. To post it, and I gave it to the county. County called and verified it, and it was.
And what specifically is that number to be used for?
If you see a spill, if you see a truck going down the road with trash falling off of it, you could give them a call and say, "Hey, this happened at this particular spot. Truck number is such and such at this location." And then hopefully they will get out and respond. They want to be a good neighbor, but they're so busy taking care of what they do.
Right.
They don't really give a. They you know what I mean? That's a side step. So, but I've talked to Jason, and since that number has become available, I've had several conversations with Jason Belt. And it's been very cordial.
That's cool.
And it's a good. We're trying to be.
Good on.
Just a good neighbor.
Well, good. You know what? I think county's going pretty well. Right. I mean, it seems like everyone's really trying their best to get some stuff done.
Yeah, they've introduced that new county program, that government, that grant program.
What is that? Do you know what that is?
Well, I don't understand all the specifics about it, but it's a grant that's available to the communities like Godfrey or Bethalto or whatever, a $2,500 matching fund. So if they put up $2,500, the county will give them $2,500.
Is it for trash pickup?
It's for a variety of things, but the design is for trash pickup. But I've got some issues with it because I'm not available. I can't, a group like such myself, I can't, because I go all over and pick up trash all over, and I would have to get each individual municipality to sign a grant for me. And that's kind of difficult, and I understand all that.
Maybe we should tag team.
It doesn't work for me, but it's a good opportunity for people like Alton and Roxana. Apply for that grant. Use that money. Yeah. Hopefully it would be used for more than just T-shirts and barbecues and stuff, and they'll actually use it for something that'll be good. But in what I've seen before is a lot of times that money just goes to things that are just maybe shouldn't have.
Yeah. Well, and that's I saw that yesterday from, I think Slessor released that statement.
I think it's a good program.
That's why I was curious about what your thoughts were.
I don't understand it, and I can't get anybody to explain it to me yet totally, and it's just frustrating that I can't be part of that unless I attach myself to several different municipalities. But I don't like doing that, man. That's the beauty of what I do. I could go wherever the trash is.
Yeah. I love that. Go wherever the trash
takes you. And it's everywhere.
Yeah, that's true. You guys got a moment to stick around?
Yeah.
9:35. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back with more Talking Trash right after this.
Hey, would you drop by the pharmacy? My doctor switched my cholesterol medication.
Yeah, will do, honey. I'm glad he's looking out for you.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including managing chronic conditions. Schedule an appointment today.
What are you doing?
We did our home insurance ourselves, but don't feel protected.
So you're building your own American Family Insurance roof line?
Yeah, life's better when you're protected under American Family's roof.
That's not how it works.
Dad, we'll go. It's gonna hit.
See, that's how it works.
For real protection, save up to 23% by bundling your home and auto with us.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville. Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
Village Dispensary has the best deals in Godfrey, Illinois with specials 5 days a week. Mondays, roll in the week with 20 to 30% off select pre-rolls. Tasty Tuesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select edibles. Waxy Wednesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select concentrate and vape brands. Thirsty Thursdays, sip and save with 20 to 30% off all drinks. Flower Friday, grab like 3.5 gram flower deals starting at just $20. Village Dispensary, come meet your best buds.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
So let's leave it alone, 'cause we can't see eye to eye. There ain't no good guy, there ain't no bad guy. There's only you and me, and we just disagree.
Welcome back. 9:38. Denise and Rusty are back in the studio. On this Friday.
What do you want to talk about?
Don't I
now?
always have great music going?
You do.
I feel like I do.
I love Dave Mason. He's
Me
one of
too.
my favorites, man.
Yeah, I see. That's one thing. I always get shadow banned on Facebook and all the social media because I don't have the because you know what they want you to do? You can't just get licensing for social media. You got to go and call the record or the license holder of each damn song and go. Yeah. Can I get permission to play 30 seconds of the song? Wow. Hell with you. Just ban me.
Really?
Yeah, I swear to God, it's terrible. It's so stupid.
I must say today how you look so
Thank you.
spiffy.
He looks dashing and debonair.
I'd like to announce my candidacy for United States Senate. No, I'm just
we need you to wear one of these talking trash shirts.
Whenever you're on. It's whenever you're on. I have it in my office.
I'm going to talk to the boss.
Here's a funny story. I took one of those talking trash sweatshirts over to Chris Lusher.
Did you? Did he wear one?
Well, I didn't see him. I just dropped it off for him. And then about a few minutes later, then we get into this heated conversation about this.
Oh, no.
So I don't want him to think that was a bribe in any way, shape, or form. I got that sweatshirt to him. I ordered that sweatshirt a week ago, so that was long before I knew about the bid process or anything.
Well, all I know is that it's a nice looking sweatshirt, Rusty.
It is.
It's very warm.
It is. I try to make sure that everybody that's
and nobody
influential
throws
wears
anything at me when I wear it. So
that's right.
That's good.
That's why I told Slusher. They know you mean business when you got that talking trash shirt.
That's true. That's true. You're a part of an elite club,
a special club.
That's true. With that being said, how is junk removal? Is there any specials you're running or anything we need to promote right now?
Curbside specials are always our best, but one of the big things I still want to promote, and we're getting a little traffic on, is our drive-in. Drive up, and dump your trash in our dumpster.
I'm getting ready.
Keep your stuff out of your vehicles out of the landfill. Bring it to us.
Can you give me an idea though? We talked a little bit about that before. Maybe I didn't get the answer. What's the average price for like a truckload of? Just it varies on to what the type of product it is.
Junk? Yeah, what type of trash?
If people are cleaning out their garage and just got miscellaneous
I have a contractor that came by yesterday, and he had an 8-foot bed full of kitchen cabinets that he'd torn out, drywall, blah blah blah. It was like $100, $85 to $100.
Are you serious? That's not bad. Well, so that's what I was.
Because I want construction, I want C&D, and let me just brief you on that. It's construction and demo material, because now on my new contract, I have a 25-ton limit. So if I don't match or meet that ton, then I get slapped back additional fees.
Oh God.
So before, my contract was always just C&D, but now that I am hauling kitchen trash bags, which all other haulers bring in, now all of a sudden I have an MSW contract.
What's an MSW?
Municipal solid waste.
Okay. All the terminology.
They'll change it tomorrow.
It needs to be changed, because, you know, I could talk about this all day. If I'm in there and I see another guy next to me that's dumping the same stuff that I have, and he's getting a C&D price, I know the game.
Yeah. It's just got to be a level playing field.
So we're talking trash compactor now. If I put a trash compactor in, 34-yard compactor will smash 3 times. I'll get 100 yards in it.
Oh, wow.
That's going to cut my landfill fees in half.
Well, that would be a significant amount of savings.
Of course, the trash truck and the roll-off truck we can't dump in there, but
I filed a police report yesterday on the Republic roll-off truck going down the headed compacted trash. They're leaving Royal Oaks Environmental down there, the one they're always in trouble with the EPA.
What
they
is
were leaving
up with
that. They were
them?
going down the road and trash was flying off it. And these are the compacted trash, that's in there.
Are you
Without they
noticing?
didn't have the tarp. They had a tarp over it, but it was only covering about 20% of it, and trash is flying all over. Lose my mind.
Are you noticing that? And you know what? If they would throw a couple of bungee straps or ratchet straps over their tarp, that's going to stop a lot of it, and we'll do that.
Yeah.
If I think we've got
those roll-offs are the worst. They're the worst. They're the ones that pick up the trash out at SIU, and they're the ones that I see hauling that compressed cardboard and stuff. That stuff that they cannot recycle. That's compressed, I guess, and taken to the landfill.
Have you noticed with the new tarping law?
Yes.
Are the trucks tarping?
Yes, I know there's still an effort to change over the net to put that heavier black net on too. I think that's eventually the way they're going to.
You know what would be the $1 million idea? To create a net that doesn't tear.
Well, the only thing about it is when they're overloaded. That's the issue. When they're overloaded in the summertime and those tree branches are hanging down, for instance, like on 143, they drive and they hit those branches.
Gotcha.
And over a period of time, it just wears a hole in there.
See, that's what I'm saying.
I just replaced a new tarp on our junk removal truck. The guys put it on, and then I just ordered a bigger tarp, longer, for what you were just saying for our roll-off dumpsters.
How much did that set you back? Are those pretty expensive?
Not Amazon.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah.
Well, see, now I thought these things would be like a couple.
If I would have known doing that with Amazon compared to what I paid for those tarps.
I think you're going to see a more concentrated police effort coming on because those new laws have only been in effect a short period of time. Chris Slusher's only been in office a short period of time. And the police are kind of like, I can only envision that they're putting their brains together and their attack plan. Once it starts, weather gets a little old, I suspect there's going to be some big changes. In fact, if there's not, that's when probably people ought to start raising hell because they've got some new laws and some new tools.
The biggest tarp issue I ever see is when they come out of the rock quarries. Those guys never tarp their trucks.
That's a good point. I've noticed that
They
too.
always leave the tarp off, and I'm wondering why.
Yeah.
Laziness, I would assume, because there's
especially coming out of 367 out of that quarry. They never have a tarp on.
That's a good point.
Yeah, it's something. There's always something, man. We can complain all but there's so many positive things out there, too.
Well, and see, that's the thing, too. It's like what we've always said, like with Rusty on this trash thing, it's like there's so many darn things that these, police officers are trying to deal with, like in terms of crime. It's like, well, what's the best way to collaborate on our resources? So it's a good point. I mean, if in July, if this problem still hasn't gotten any better after, the weather warms up and all that, get the protests going again. Maybe it'll last a day or two.
Yeah, and I don't want to come in here and always be the negative
but
Nancy.
You're right.
Or the,
no, you aren't because you're saying all the efforts.
They do good things. I mean, just like,
Yeah.
Hey, there's no doubt
Harris
in my mind.
And Ellick and Slusher.
Oh, they do great work.
Yeah, there's no doubt in my mind Chris Slusher is going to make a concentrated effort to battle this.
But
he is, absolutely.
What my point is for Denise, though, is that you're doing all these efforts on your own just before you're being kind of forced to. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you're already doing these things, and it would be frustrating because you're like, whoa, hello, over here doing all this, and I'm getting smoked on these landfill fees. I get your frustration. I totally do.
I just don't understand it. All the answer I ever get is, well, we have costs. Okay, well, so do I. So are you going to pay my costs?
What's that old saying? The first one through the wall always gets bloodied.
That's
maybe
me.
Maybe that's the case there. That's the case.
But I'm not going to give up my plight. I'm not going to give up the fight.
There is a lot of positive things going on.
Yeah, tell me about it.
And I'm very optimistic about what's going to be taking place in the future. I really am.
I am too. And I
am too.
I hope.
Well, Roxana has got a new Cunningham retired.
Yeah.
Police Chief Cunningham retired, and they have a new Lieutenant Doyle is now Police Chief Doyle.
How's that going?
Oh, excellent. Previously I would have to FOIA information, how many arrests or how many ticket violations and stuff. Doyle is very transparent. He'll share that information with me. And he, and not that Cunningham didn't, but he was kind of on his way out and he didn't want to buckle and make too many waves and stuff, or maybe have a new administration that looks at things differently. Cool. Jason Woody, I've talked to him before. He worked with Marty Reynolds.
He is a
absolutely good guy. He's looking into some things, but I feel comfortable when I can talk to these people, and just say, hey, did you check out this grant program that's come along? You guys might want to jump on that.
Well, and see what I think's cool though too is it goes back to this thing where sometimes you got to make a few waves and buck the nest a little bit to get people to know what you're kind of talking about, and then whenever they acknowledge it, you have the civil conversation and you go towards progress, and that's what you guys both do. It's not
when you ruffle the feather, that you're always looked at kind of as just being too assertive, too aggressive.
Believe me, I know.
You have to get it done.
You do.
Yeah, you would probably know more than anybody with everything that you acknowledge. I feel like we're a wasted resource at some point. There's no county that ever calls us and says, hey, what do you guys think about this or that? There's other groups like the Connellsville Community Cleanup. And, they're in Madison County. I don't know why they just, as far as a county, doesn't say, hey, let's get some people that actually get out and do this types of stuff. Let's talk to them and pick their brain. And but it just doesn't happen. We're not elected officials, and I understand that. But I don't want to be an elected official.
Me neither.
No,
I don't want to.
That's enough work as it is, I think this election cycle is proven.
Speaking of us all the time, how about what's the heat?
The heat is I am staying off the radar until April the 5th.
Do you get accused of being for one side or the other, or what's the issue?
No, because I've been really good about. I honestly can pat myself on the back. I don't. everyone gets one. I'm kind of like Spider-Man, where now what happens is sometimes an opponent wants to come back, not in the mayoral side, because I think only one has been on, and not even during the last 3 months, because David and Brant were both on during the summertime. David during the public events that he was great, and then Brant was on in the summer, but now I haven't had any of them on yet because I still think it's too early. I don't want to get into like the kind of back and forth thing.
What can we do? Do I need to rent a bus to go door to door?
No.
How are we going to get people to vote?
No, well, I don't know about that. I just want to have the candidates on to tell us what their thoughts are. Just, you know what I'm saying? In a normal conversation, I don't want to do like a grandstanding thing or back and forth. So I feel like I do a good job with that.
I think so.
You do.
I
think so.
I don't want to make my feelings known on the race ever, because that's not where media's part is. I feel like ours is to be the third party that's kind of check and balancing them. But we'll see. It's been tough.
Are you going Tuesday because they rescheduled it to coffee for the candidate at the Y?
I know we will be there. I don't know if it'll be me. I know we will.
I'll be there.
I recently got to speak to Mrs. McAfee.
Yeah.
She's a very nice lady. I don't know her. Awesome. I don't know her. I don't even know what position she's running for. But she's a very nice woman.
That's good. Good conversation?
Yeah, a very good conversation, just about community service work and things like that. She just kind of picked my brain on a few things.
She believes in our community.
Yeah. And and that's what I'm saying. There's a few people, I'm not going to get into this because I don't know. No. But there's a few people out there that are running for office right now that have reached out that really care, that want to make a difference. And they don't,
you know. That's a good point, because there are a few that I've gotten to talk to that I go, might not agree with you on everything, but you're a good person. And that's kind of a big quality for me, especially in local stuff.
Listen,
just being a good
don't
person.
Overlook the position,
the position that they are in, they have to have very, very broad shoulders, and I commend them for that, because when you're sitting up there at a meeting and people get up like me to talk.
I love it.
It's hard because you know the people too, and there's more. It's not like the federal side. You're never going to see the people that are yelling at you again. You're going to toss them to the side and move forward because there's millions of people that are voting for you. But here, you grow up with half of these folks, and so it's got to be brutal.
Yeah, and a lot of good people out there on both sides.
And having a business, for 32 years, knowing all these people.
Worse. That's tough, because then it becomes. Managing that's even harder, because then it becomes, where does the line come in of taking advantage? Is that really my friend too, and all that? And
well, if there's an issue, I look at it like you're an elected official.
Oh, yeah.
You've been put in this position. If we have issues, we should be able to go to those individuals.
Yeah. Look at us being so positive. We didn't dog a single political candidate. We didn't dog a single political candidate today. We're doing good. But see, the thing is, though, you're right. I just get so worried about that. My biggest fear ever is that people go, oh, well, I don't want to be the talking head that you can turn on TV and watch ever. So I think it's great, because to talk about some of the bad, which there are some things we need to change. That bill needs to go through. That is absolutely insane that it's not.
Yeah, and some of
the House Bill 2862, it needs to go.
Call your rep and senator, tell them, keep fighting for it.
This is the way I look at this. Is our community. We got to take it back. You know what I mean? These people work for us.
Yeah.
These elected officials work for us. So if you don't like something, give them a call. That's your taxpayers at work.
Now let's recap. What does that bill do again?
This is House Bill 2862 was introduced about the fuel surcharge.
Yeah.
To eliminate the fuel surcharge fee. It's an unnecessary fee that's being imposed on all of us haulers every time we enter the landfill.
Covered under your tonnage price.
It should be covered under our tonnage price.
It's a great point. And honestly, it's good, because there's a lot of small haulers out there that I'm sure get just their
and listen, it's based, when we sit on the scale, it's not a flat fee.
Oh.
Okay? It's based on our tonnage. Yeah. So I could have a truck roll in there and only pay right now it's at 8.31%. So you take that times your total bill of your tonnage, that's the fuel surcharge that you're paying. And it's outrageous. One day last week, $48 and some odd cents for my 8-yard trash truck to drive up and dump.
That's
when I'd filled up my own truck. I'm paying.
That's brutal. I mean, it's just, and it's a good point to make too. And I mean, it's something too.
But it's everywhere. It's not just here at our landfill. It's all over. And
you do that the trash and junk removal podcast. I saw that right? Is that what that was?
Did you watch that the other night?
Yeah,
I missed that.
I watched it, and then you have a lot of connections with across the nation now with
junk haulers.
Yeah, and
actually, I'm going to be on a podcast Monday night. It's Forget About It, junk removal.
Oh, okay. Now,
Paul Italia, he's a famous world champion arm wrestler, and he's in many different things, and he's come on board in junk removal. He's a great guy, and he's doing a podcast with me Monday night.
I'm getting so many texts. So he said world champion arm wrestler?
He has a production company also. He's amazing.
Wow, good for him. Mm-hmm. Wow. So, I mean, what my question that I was leading into is, is this kind of a national problem with landfill fees, or is it just an Illinois problem?
All I know is that what I hear is it's with a particular company. So.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, that's fair. That's very fair.
Hey, I was going to ask you. I've got an appointment with Katie Stewart. I've never reached
I've heard great things about Katie.
I've never reached across the aisle, but I figured they got trash over there too on the Democratic side. So I reached out, and then she was very gracious. I'm going to meet with her.
I read an article about her the other day.
I have not had her on the show, but I've heard that she is very great to work with. She's a very nice person.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Next couple of weeks, I have an appointment with Senator Harris, and then on the other
That's
side,
awesome.
too.
Bringing them together, Rusty. Yeah, look at that Rusty Wheat of all people, bringing them together.
This is my obligation.
You better get them all a sweatshirt.
Gonna clean up all
That's
the
right.
trash.
You got to get them all sweatshirts now.
Yeah, my wife
you just
disagrees.
Can't yell at them. You just can't yell at them afterwards.
I've got a funny method. Everybody kind of knows me, how I operate and stuff, and so it's no surprise.
Oh man!
All I want to do is get the community cleaned up. That's all.
Look, he's passionate.
Yeah,
he's passionate.
Ain't no doubt about that.
People can take that. Way that they.
I tell my kids, I don't really care if people like me. I would rather think that I'm effective. When I'm long gone,
Bingo.
I want them to think, man, this guy was effective. Who cares if they liked him or not? This is a better community
and
for our kids.
And you're setting great examples for your kids,
your
grandkids.
When I try to be liked, because you always do that, and you try to be liked, you're so much worse off. When you have to try to fake it just to get people, it is so good. Just be you. If you don't like it, hell with them.
I am free, man. I'm free.
I'm out of high school. That was back in high school.
Okay. Some people still live it, though.
Yeah, you're right.
So, Denise, what's going on at Sparks before we say goodbye right now? What were we? Oh, yeah, the drive-through. You guys got to, if you guys have any demos going on right now.
I want to mention Earth Day, too. So.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
No. Earth Day a little different this year. Looking for a community member of each city. Like someone from Alton and maybe someone from. I have someone from Bethalto. So maybe someone from Roxana or someone to each step up and run the Earth Day community. They're not going to do an organized event countywide. So we're looking for people to step forward to represent their individual city.
That's cool.
To step forward. I'll help them as much as I can, any way I can, and I'll participate. But I think it's important for each individual, like that grant that grant. They could use that $2,500 matching fund grant to promote their Earth Day event.
That's a very good point. When is Earth Day?
April 22nd. It falls on a Wednesday this year, and unfortunately, the weekend before is Easter, so it's going to be
Easter's so late this year.
So like Bethalto, I think Bethalto is doing their Earth Day. Amanda Wynn Bell is doing theirs, I think, the week before Easter. But that's what we need, people to step forward and say, hey, I want to organize this, like South Roxana, East Alton, or something like that. Someone needs to step forward and organize that. And that's what I'm shooting for. I didn't mean
Ash Wednesday is March 5th. Isn't that bizarre? It's kind of pushed back this year. That's cool. That's wild. Huh.
I think everybody in their communities, they see trash, get out and pick it up.
Yeah.
I mean,
just do your part.
January seems like it's forever. Now we're halfway through February already, and I'm still thinking I'm in January.
So, Denise, what's the phone number for junk removal service?
618-781-1407 for junk removal, dumpster rental. If you want weekly trash, I have to say, our weekly trash is still booming. You need to call us at office line 618-433-1128. Or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net and check out our new Sparks News page.
Oh, that's cool.
Can I give out the hotline number for the landfill?
Yeah.
Okay. This will put you in touch if you see trash falling off a truck and you need to report it. The number is 314-568-5455. No vulgar language. Everything's recorded. They know who they they're finding out who's calling, so be nice. Just report what you see and let them take care of it.
How quick do they pick it up?
I reported, and they were out there within the next day. I have to hats off to Republic for doing that.
That's true.
I've utilized that, and they were right on top. But not large crews, but they sent a 2-man crew out there, and the weather was about 32 degrees, so I was happy.
How about that?
Yeah. I think we're moving forward with a lot of these issues. It's trash is going to be on. We got a landfill, so we got to figure out ways to be better neighbors.
I completely agree. Denise, Rusty, thanks for talking some trash with me today.
Hey, high five.
I just want to say something. This was our nicest segment of talk. We did not take a pot shot at any politician this time around.
We didn't.
We were so good. I
slipped up once. Rusty yelled us. He didn't cuss.
Yeah, it's okay.
I said the JC word once.
But you know what's funny, though? I can't get an email today. I can honestly say after this segment, I have nothing to feel guilty about.
Harmony is reigning over the
last
valley.
time we were here, you were getting yelled at by somebody.
It wasn't good. But guess what? We survived.
We love him.
And we'll come back with more Daily Show at top of the hour news on this Friday morning next.
Oh no, another bad headache? Yeah. Maybe it's time to see your doctor.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including diagnosing health issues or referring you to a specialist. Schedule an appointment today.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
Yo, what up? It's Mike Keith, the proud graduate of Lewis and Clark Community College. I got my start in broadcasting and now I work all over the country. I discovered my path in media, but I could have been an electrician. Or I could have been a nurse.
Maybe not.
Get paid to go solar.
We're not solar bros. At Grid, we're solar pros. We explain the process behind solar power so you can make an informed decision. We'll work with you to make owning your power as simple as possible and affordable with zero down financing and payment options. Our only goal is to save you money. Call Grid when you're ready to be independent of the power company.
Looking for the best barbecue in Madison County? Head over to Carver's Barbecue in Godfrey, Illinois. From loaded barbecue nachos to mouth-watering pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and more, Carver's serves up award-winning flavors you'll love. Family-owned, Carver's is all about fresh-made in-house dishes served daily. Come visit us at 2716 Groveland in Godfrey, or give us a call at 618-467-9999. Order online, get it catered, or stop by for the best smoked meats around. Where great flavors meet family tradition, you'll find Carver's Barbecue.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
OSF's in the, I'm going to start calling that the Green Hall because it's really like a massive, Welcome back. Daily Show hitting you, 10:02 on this Friday. Oh, man. I'm kind of worn out today. Oh, I got a good story for you before we take our news break. Hey, with that being said, top of the hour news now on this 21st day of February. Here's what you need to know. The Madison County Board has voted against a proposal to build a commercial solar energy facility in Collinsville Township. Amorica Solar sought a special use permit for development at a residentially zoned area on the southeast corner of Interstate 55 and Pleasant Ridge Road. This is one that Paul Nicolosi and I were speaking about on the show just a few days ago. The Zoning Board of Appeals recommended denial, citing concerns over property values, proximity of the panels to nearby homes. Chairman McMadison emphasized the importance of protecting homeowners' expectations, while some board members noted mixed community reactions. Ultimately, the board upheld the zoning board's decision and denied the application. We just spoke about this a few moments ago. Madison County is set to award $25,000 through its new Clean Communities Litter Grant program aimed at boosting community involvement in litter reduction efforts. Chairman Chris Lesser emphasized the program's goal of promoting environmental stewardship and fostering pride in public spaces. Managed by the Building and Zoning Department, the grant offers up to $2,500 in matching funds to municipalities and organizations working to combat litter. With only 10 applicants accepted annually, the program builds on the success of the Clean Communities Initiative that was launched in 2020. Interested applicants can find more details and submit their applications by March the 21st. The Illinois State Board of Education honored 2 exceptional educators from the Edwardsville Community Unit School District Number 7, Maggie Dust, an instructional coach at Lincoln Middle School, and Taryn Cross, a second-grade teacher at LeClaire, received special recognition in the prestigious Those Who Excel Awards program. District Superintendent Dr. Patrick Shelton praised their dedication and impact on students, highlighting their inspiring commitment to excellence. The annual awards celebrate educators, administrators, and volunteers who significantly influence their school communities. A banquet to honor the awardees is scheduled for May the 17th. And finally, in the news this morning, the Illinois State Police investigated a serious incident that took place yesterday that led to the closure of Fosterburg Road near Brighton Bunker Hill Road. The situation unfolded around 2:22 p.m. Troop 8 units were on the scene working to gather more information. Motorists were advised at the time to seek alternative routes and avoid delays as the investigation was ongoing. As of the time of the posting for this news brief, I have no more further information, but we will update you as soon as we get those details from ISP. And that's a look at what's happening around the Riverbend at 10:05. Let's take a look at weather. It's still cold. It's 13 degrees. It feels like 22, but after the last 3 days, it might feel like 70 out there. Today, sunny and quite cold. A warm up on the way. Tonight, clear and cold, and that's the only notes for you. Air quality today is at 55, which is moderate, and for the next 5 days, here's what it looks like. Today, a high of 25, a low of 13 degrees, and on Saturday, a high of 37. A low of 21 with sunny skies on Sunday, highs near 50, and a low of 32 degrees as we head into Monday, where we'll see partly sunny skies, highs near 60 degrees and lows near 30. And on Tuesday, the 25th, partly sunny skies, a high of 60 degrees, and a low of 33. That's a look at the next 5 days. Here's what's happening now. It's 10:06 on this 21st day of February. Let me fill you in on OSF Healthcare. They're coming on the show in a couple of minutes, so we might as well just go right on to them. You know, OSF Healthcare truly is a great community partner, not just a partner here on The Daily Show, but a partner for all of us, no matter what our healthcare needs are. I think what they've been able to bring into the 618 has been really quite impressive. I told you guys the story a few weeks ago about how when my grandma had influenza A, and it was kind of one of those scenarios where she needed to get seen, but was it an emergency room visit? Was it not? Well, we took her to OSF Prompt Care, and I'm telling you what, the care she received was immaculate. And I'm telling you what, if they'll take care of my grandma like that, and I'm coming on the show and letting you know, think about what they'll do for you and your family. I think that's what defines a good community partner. You know, no matter what it's for, whether it's a community event or activity, 9 times out of 10, OSF's there, right there in the crowd, helping us put on that event or just helping us through morale. And I think that's important too. No matter what, if it's healthcare or community service activities, they're truly our partner right here in the 618. You can learn more about all what OSF has to offer in terms of their new additions to their hospital right here in Alton and plus more throughout the region at osfhealthcare.org/hospitals/St. Anthony's. At 10:08, we'll take a quick break, but first let's take a look at downtown Alton, and when we come back, more Daily Show on this Friday.
Oh no, another bad headache? Yeah. Maybe it's time to see your doctor.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including diagnosing health issues or referring you to a specialist. Schedule an appointment today.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
Yo, what up? It's Mike Keith, the proud graduate of Lewis and Clark Community College. I got my start in broadcasting and now I work all over the country. I discovered my path in media, but I could have been an electrician. Or I could have been a nurse.
Maybe not.
Get paid to go solar.
We're not solar bros. At Grid, we're solar pros. We explain the process behind solar power so you can make an informed decision. We'll work with you to make owning your power as simple as possible and affordable with zero down financing and payment options. Our only goal is to save you money. Call Grid when you're ready to be independent of the power company.
Looking for the best barbecue in Madison County? Head over to Carver's Barbecue in Godfrey, Illinois. From loaded barbecue nachos to mouth-watering pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and more, Carver's serves up award-winning flavors you'll love. Family-owned, Carver's is all about fresh, made in-house dishes served daily. Come visit us at 2716 Groveland in Godfrey, or give us a call at 618-467-9999. Order online, get it catered, or stop by for the best smoked meats around. Where great flavors meet family tradition, you'll find Carver's Barbecue.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
No matter what they try to say, you were always there for me. Somewhere, when the sun begins to shine, I hear a song from another time and fade away.
Not bad for a 30-second type-in job. I think we're getting there. Leanne, how are we doing today?
Pretty good, CJ.
Well, it is still cold out there.
Yeah.
However, hope is out there, too.
It is.
By the time the 27th rolls around, I think you guys will have some pretty good weather for this living with chronic illness group.
Well, that's what we're hoping.
Well, and now take me through this. Before we dive into the event, let's take a little bit of a look at, what you provide at OSF Healthcare.
So in psychological services, we provide generalist mental health care, depression, anxiety, trauma. We have 6 therapists and a psychologist, and we all have our specialties. but we all are generalists, so we can handle a lot of things, but we do groups. We do all kinds of groups for grief, depression, neurological groups, people that are getting dementia, but at the early stages, anger management groups. So we have a wide variety of things that we do offer alongside individual sessions, family sessions, couples. We do children. We have new therapists that we are onboarding very soon that will be doing kiddos. And we also have 2 other therapists that are also seeing young children.
Well, and I think it's so important that you hit on the fact that you're all generalists with specialties because, so many times I think it's great that we have these conversations about mental health, and we do all the time on the show now, and I think it's so important. But I also think sometimes we start to kind of tunnel vision mental health into maybe 2 or 3 perspective categories of, like substance use disorder and, anxiety and depression. And we don't look at that anger management side or all these other broader scopes of that wheel that really do need to be addressed too.
Yes. And I'm glad you mentioned substance abuse because I did forget to mention that we do have our therapist, Marla Nelson, and she's very
She was just on the show.
Yes. And so she is also cultivating some groups for family members and other people that are close to people that have substance use issues, alongside of people that are actually battling the issue.
This might sound like a silly question, but it's one that I've never asked before. I'm just kind of fascinated if you would know if there's a number. Is there a stat on the success rate of somebody who's going through maybe therapy or some type of mental health session alongside their family or support system doing groups too? Has there been any data that comes out on that shows us? Because I would just imagine it's a very high, because your family is learning maybe how to handle some things, that they can encounter while you're going through your road to recovery. I just didn't know if that was a balancing factor.
So while I don't have any numbers off the top of my head, I do know that the research shows that when these things are combined versus just doing one thing, such as medication, or one thing such as just seeing a therapist one-on-one, we know that the combination of groups, support groups, so our groups are therapy groups,
right,
which is different. They're facilitated by a therapist, and we integrate the modes of therapy into the group setting. So that's different from support. But if you combine these things, the research shows that people do much better. The family is learning alongside the person that is trying to recover.
How is a group session a little bit different than an individual one-on-one session with a therapist? Because, at a broad look at it, I go, well, you can't be as intimate, but I feel like for some people, maybe they feel more confident to be a little bit more telling in a group setting than maybe one-on-one. I just didn't know, is there some pros and cons to the individualized in group settings?
Well, sure. And it really is individualized. It depends on the person, of course, but in a group setting, you do, such as the chronic illness group, they will be able to hear and see what other people are doing. That helps you not to feel so alone.
Makes sense.
Because the isolation is an issue for folks with chronic illness. Isolation is an issue for anyone with mental health issues a lot of the time. So it helps them to see that they're not alone. The therapy group is different from just a support group or individual in that as a group, you are learning strategies and skills together. And someone in the group may say, well, the reason I have trouble doing that is because XYZ, right? And then another person will say, that's why I haven't been using that skill. And so we can problem solve together, and the therapist can look into the group's discussion of this and lead them down and guide them down a road of coming to some resolution for that.
It's very fascinating. And, if you're just tuning in, coming down the pipeline on the 27th, is that Thursday?
It's on the 27th is a Wednesday. I might have it wrong.
That's Thursday. Is it
It's on Wednesday.
It's the 26th. Sorry about that. Hey, at least we're airing this out now. We're figuring it out early. This airs on the 20. This will come out the 26th. 10:30 is when when it begins. It runs until 11:30. And this is at what portion of the hospital?
Right, and it's up in Psychological Services, which is on the 3rd floor, the West Wing, elevator 2 to the 3rd floor. We always say it. So we have a group room up there, and this will be weekly.
Really cool.
Yeah.
So take me through this. So I'm looking here and now just going through it. It's covered by most insurance plans, this group is.
Yes.
And what are some of the things that we can cover in this, and who is the right fit for this group?
Okay. So let's start right there, because someone might say, well, I've been sick for a long time. Is that considered a chronic illness? So a chronic illness is something that lasts for at least a year.
Okay.
And that you're going to need ongoing treatment, medical help or care, or have been told you're going to be needing this help or care for this, for a long time.
Yeah.
Chronic. It's daily. So that's kind of the criteria. For my group, I'm not going to sit down and count up months and years, right?
Right.
So that's the criteria.
And with this too, and this is something that I find so fascinating. It's you're exploring that, that mental health, factor when it comes to chronic illness, because you hit on it earlier. Just circling back to it, that independence, and to me, I've always wondered that, and it's weird. But you always think about those people that, we think about the caregiver a lot, and man, they must be going through so much, and we think about the person battling that illness, but we don't ever think about the mental side of it, where it's like, man, that's got to be awful, to sit there if you're really free and independent, and now you can't be. How do you live your life and alter it,
Exactly.
Is that some of what's going to be discussed?
Absolutely.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, that piece of independence that maybe they've had to give up, that piece that they are a living, thriving, community-oriented person now feels, a little bit less able to do that. And 6 in 10 of Americans have been diagnosed with a chronic mental illness, and at least 4 in 10 have more than one.
How many have one and don't have it diagnosed?
A chronic illness?
I'm sorry. I thought we were talking about mental illness, or
the mental illness that comes along with that.
That's what I was kind of curious. That's interesting
right.
Because you don't know. Sometimes you just don't know until it hits you one day.
That is true. And a lot of times, maybe family or even the person themselves may say, "Well, I'm down because." I've got Crohn's disease, and that's why I'm just not clicking on all 4 cylinders. This is why I'm not sleeping. I'm isolating, when in fact some depression has set in, right. And it has to do with things have changed.
Well, and what's so fascinating too is it seems like and just from observing folks that are maybe going through some tough battles, right now, and it's like, you see the public face of it, and it's like, wow, that's brave. I mean, I'm proud of you, but I'm sure we don't see the actual internal, thought process of, just that turmoil alone. You're going through the battle of your lifetime. Some might be ending in a road that's fatal, and some might not. It's just, and what I find so important is, your mentality and your mental fitness are probably going to be your best tool to get you through, that battle. Because if you're down, it's going to be hard for your body to fight off whatever it's fighting off.
That's very true.
This is so cool.
True.
I am loving this. This is so fantastic. And now family dynamics come into play big time on this, because the strain on a family sometimes during, helping, that loved one that's battling a chronic illness can be tough.
Yes.
What are some of the things that you've discussed in these, type of settings before when it comes to the family dynamic?
Well, the family dynamic becomes so, say a parent, maybe they're not elderly, maybe not in their, in their upper 80s or upper 70s, anything like that, but they've always been the head of the household. Now they are feeling like they are being taken care of like a child, being told things like, well, you really shouldn't do that, Dad, because of your neuropathy in your legs.
Right.
And so, the family dynamic changes from parent to children to the adult children being more parental in their interactions. And that's really hard for a lot of people to
I'm
take
sure. I'm 100. I could only imagine, and I'm sure that comes with the boundary line too of when is it time to say I'm not an invalid too. Because that's what my grandma tells me all the time. I can still drive. I still fine. Don't tell me I can't go out when it snows. And and obviously she's not battling chronic illness, but there is a line though, I'm sure, when it comes to that caregiver-caree relationship.
Yeah. The other family dynamic that changes depending on the age of the person and what the chronic illness is, some of the children under 18 even are doing some of those things that are more caregiving and parental in nature. And the person that may come in like to one of these groups will say, I feel terrible that my 15-year-old son has to make supper every night.
It's true. That's very true. Well, and see, that's why I think these groups are so important, because sometimes you can get all the information you want from your therapist or your counselor or what have you, but it's not connecting because it's not coming from somebody that's living that same experience.
Exactly, and that is exactly what groups are renowned for. They really help people to see that.
And now, so these are going to be every Wednesday, correct?
Correct.
And it's going to be from 10:30 to 11:30. It starts on the 26th at the Psychological Services office, 3rd floor west at St. Anthony's Health Center.
Correct.
And how do we sign up?
So before someone can come in and participate in our therapy groups, they need to have an intake done. So sometimes we get calls that say, I really want to start this right away. And so I may be their primary, but I don't have time to get them in for an intake, but one of the other therapists can.
Cool.
Or, sometimes someone else will step in if they've got a no-show or a call-off or something. We try very hard to get folks into the groups that they're wanting, but they do need to have an intake first.
Really cool. And then now with that, they still have to call the line to register afterwards, correct? The phone number?
Usually initially they will call and say.
Gotcha.
Right. But as far as scheduling, on the intake day, they can say, sign me up. I want to start. Cool. If they're appropriate, that's what we'll do. We'll say, okay.
Before I let you go, can you take me through some of your other, do you have any other groups you'd like to fill us in on? Or?
Oh, sure. Well, I do a grief group on Tuesday nights from 5:30 to 6:30. And we cover all kinds of losses, not just the death of a loved one, but, we have different types of losses. We have a DBT group or Mood Masters group, which is for some of the younger kids that have difficulty regulating their mood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anger management. And like I said, for Marla, she is getting some substance use disorder groups for folks and families, for individuals and those loved ones that are living with those folks.
That's so unique.
We have caregiver group for those that are taking care of. It doesn't have to be an elderly person. Maybe you have a disabled child.
Yeah.
So all types of caregivers. We have the caregiver group. I know I'm missing. Oh, we have a 20-something group. We find now more than ever that our young adults are having difficulty launching.
Yeah.
And so this group is brought on by Rachel Brown, and she is doing a fantastic job helping those folks out. So,
well, I seriously mean it's a great conversation, and I'm so glad to have you in the studio. And whenever you have time to come back in and fill us in more on groups that you're providing and just some of the growth that you're seeing, we'd love to have that.
Okay, great.
The time is 10:27 on this Friday morning. Ooh, 16 degrees, double digits. We'll come back with more Daily Show next.
Oh no, another bad headache? Yeah. Maybe it's time to see your doctor.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including diagnosing health issues or referring you to a specialist. Schedule an appointment today.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
Yo, what up? It's Mike Keith, the proud graduate of Lewis and Clark Community College. I got my start in broadcasting and now I work all over the country. I discovered my path in media, but I could have been an electrician. Or I could have been a nurse.
Maybe not.
Get paid to go solar.
We're not solar bros. At Grid, we're solar pros. We explain the process behind solar power so you can make an informed decision. We'll work with you to make owning your power as simple as possible and affordable with zero down financing and payment options. Our only goal is to save you money. Call Grid when you're ready to be independent of the power company.
Looking for the best barbecue in Madison County? Head over to Carver's Barbecue in Godfrey, Illinois. From loaded barbecue nachos to mouth-watering pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and more, Carver's serves up award-winning flavors you'll love. Family-owned, Carver's is all about fresh-made in-house dishes served daily. Come visit us at 2716 Groveland in Godfrey, or give us a call at 618-467-9999. Order online, get it catered, or stop by for the best smoked meats around. Where great flavors meet family tradition, you'll find Carver's Barbecue.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Oh, 10:30. Bottom of the hour. You know, it took me like 4 years in radio to figure out what bottom of the hour meant. Isn't that amazing?
There you go.
Because it's the bottom half of the clock. Didn't realize that. I didn't know why they called it top of the hour either. I'm like,
I know the top of the hour.
Just sounds pleasant.
Yeah.
Bottom of the hour. We used to have a bottom of the hour news at the old radio. Well, not the it is old, but the radio station I used to work at. Very interesting. With that being said, you know what else is really cool and interesting? Yep. This free spiritual experience series that you two are a part of and leading the charge on. This has taken place. We spoke a couple of weeks ago about this. It's going to be a 3-part series starting March the 6th, all the times at 1 p.m., and they're always on a Thursday. The first one, Past Lives and Present Lessons. Your Dream Worlds Revealed is the second series, set of the series on April the 3rd. And then Soul Travel Explorations. And we'll talk about all of this as we get closer and closer to each respective one. But this is a really great opportunity.
You know, I appreciate that you named all of them, but they're all under the umbrella of Raise Your Spiritual IQ.
Right.
That really is the emphasis on all of them.
Yeah.
To be able to tap into the spiritually minded soul who wants to, increase their spirituality in their own way, in their own path, in their own religion, in their own non-religion, whatever it is. It's when you say raise your spiritual IQ, most people think of IQ as the mind.
Right.
And we're talking spiritually here. And that is all these techniques, these different things, the themes that we have. They will be talking about how they help your spirituality.
Well, and so many times right now, especially for so many people, they just feel kind of lost, where it's like, man, something's out there and it just, I'm not connecting with it yet.
Every day.
Right. And so what better time to really come together with like-minded folks, that can really have some experiences to maybe share and also just collaborate on those thoughts on, exploring. And so many people need that collaboration.
Yeah, and you need to tap into that spirituality, like Flo said, you've got to really focus your day, yourself to the divine, because we're being talked to all the time, whether you think it's the universe or, Yahweh, whatever you choose to look at the divine as. It's great to tap into that.
And that's so true too, because so many times you get folks that maybe feel like they're spiritually inclined and, they're only practicing when they need to. Where it's they're not living it all the time, because you have to work at it. It's not something that,
Yes. But then once you become aware that spirituality is always available.
Right.
Even when you're in traffic and you're sitting there and you have 20 minutes to go somewhere and you need to be there in 10 minutes, you can't, and that's where we bring in the Hugh song.
Yep.
Where it is a technique. All of these, Raise Your Spiritual IQ, it's a booklet that everybody gets. It's actually a journal.
Mm-hmm.
And there are spiritual exercises, there are techniques, and there's places where you can write your insights and your experiences. And we will go into some of the different ways to do that. And when you're doing that drive, it's like, okay, it helps to make that connection between you, which is soul. We've talked about that. The reality is that all of us are soul, this eternal spark.
Right.
And we want to connect with what you said. How do we connect with God or Yahweh or whoever, the universe? That Hugh song will help with that connection, and it calms.
Can I ask you guys, and I don't think I've ever asked you this, take me through how long it took to really gain the understanding of awareness in terms of your own, spiritualities. I hate to get so personal on it, but
I'm still. There's not an end point.
Right. But my point, how you said like you can just find it in that 20 minutes. When did that moment start?
Okay, through a daily spiritual practice.
Really?
Yes, like 10, 15, 20 minutes, whatever you can do in the morning. Meditators do this. I call it contemplation, because you're not really using the mind.
Mm-hmm.
You can visualize something you love, a child, a dog, a parent, and you think of that love that opens the heart. You sing the Hugh. You ask for guidance during your day. You do it to spiritualize yourself, and then you let it go and go out. And whenever you're in that moment, it's like, okay, you stop and you can just go inwardly and sing it Hugh silently, and then take a breath and go.
Right.
But as far as how long, did it take? We're all unique individuals with, different bombardments, if you will, from the, family, friends, whatever, and so it might take a little longer, but, the practice, setting up the time, however long you take, I take 20 minutes. And then
when I was
just
raising
focus.
kids, it got to be 2 minutes.
Exactly.
But I did it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that's where these sessions come in, and just going in. I mean, you guys are going to be a part of a 3-part series here, and it's all about, like Flo said, about raising your spiritual IQ. This great journal where the material in it really does challenge you to question not maybe your whole entire life, but really get your gears going in a way that gets you inclined to really start thinking spiritually, and in a way that really does connect you with not only your loved one or yourself, but the world. Because you're right. I mean, we've talked about it how many times. All this world is, it's just a ball of spirits, and it's just going to the next canvas,
Okay, I do want to say, of all those 3 things you listed, the family, ourselves, and the world, really the connection with ourself is the most important.
True. That is
because
so true.
if we don't have that, then we think we're going to be helping someone else, controlling someone else's lives. And it comes down to our own help, which is listening. And see, that's the spiritual practice, is to get to the point where you can understand the reality within what you're listening to, your higher self, which is soul.
You're so right. I mean, because if you can't obtain the other two without finding the love for yourself and who you are spiritually first.
That's
you just can't.
It. Yes.
Yeah. Well, and see, whenever you're having conversations, about this, or because I know that you've done events at Riverbend Yoga in the past, which is 100 West 3rd Street. It's literally right down the road. Beautiful building too. They've done it. Mike's done a good job. And
Great people.
Aren't they good people?
They're wonderful.
What are some of the things that have been discussed, not in terms of maybe specific topics, but just in terms of spirituality? Do you feel like there's a growing need for these conversations just based off the folks that you've been able to encounter in your sessions?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, yes. Most of us, when it comes down to it, it's the everyday techniques that we learn to manifest that reality. I mean, you could have this vision of, let's go have this experience, whatever, but it really comes down to day-to-day living.
Mm-hmm.
How can I ways to handle, like when you're having an argument with someone, how to step back from it and to actually see that other person is soul, you are soul. They're having maybe a bad day. And see, that's the first thing we're going to be talking about, past lives, present lessons.
Yep.
Because everybody believes in karma at this point. What you sow, you reap. That's in the Bible. Mm-hmm. Everybody believes in that. But not everybody believes because of their religion or whatever. They don't really understand reincarnation and how karma connects with reincarnation.
Mm-hmm.
Real quickly, I have a story about how I was helped to connect those two things. My daughter, who's now 50 years old, was just born. So this is a long time ago. It was after I first got into Eckankar. And when she was born, she connected with my mother, her grandmother, my mother's first grandchild. And she was just so connected to her. When she discovered a butterfly for the first time, she told my mother. She wanted to tell my mother, not me. I started to become jealous of my mother. Oh. Now, this is a negative thing, of course. This is one of these daily things going, I don't want to be jealous of my mother. Right. So I took it into contemplation with my spiritual exercise. I sang the Hughes song, and I asked within, why? What is this connection? Why am I jealous? What is the connection between these two?
Sure.
I was like, I had you would call it a dream, a waking dream, a vision. My mother and my daughter had been siblings. They had been widowed, not widowed. What's the word when you don't have husbands?
Spinster.
Okay. No, when you don't have, where you don't have, you're not married. They were together all their lives. And when my daughter passed away from my mother, she had said to her, I'll find a way to get back to you. They made that agreement many lifetimes before, whatever lifetime, I don't know. And when I realized that they had been that close, spinster is the word, when they had been that close, I let it go.
Yeah. That's
it was such a relief.
The weight of the world's off your shoulders, because think of what that would have done if it would have just ate at you for a year. That's not good.
The separation, all that kind of stuff.
Terrible. And see, that's where this comes into play and could help so many people. And this is where I wanted to get really to the meat of this, because I think sometimes people maybe hear a couple of seconds of an interview and maybe a couple of minutes, but they don't understand what criteria they meet to be a part of this free spiritual experience session. Right. I wanted to ask you though, is there a certain person that you are, that you think would hit all the boxes in this? Who do you think this would benefit the most? I'll ask both of you that question.
You want to answer first?
Oh, I just think anybody who has any interest in improving themselves at all, whether it's, how do I relate to the world today, which is a little frightening at this point, but, how am I working with it and how can I do better? And I think that pretty much anybody falls into that category. It's people that want to explore more of, the whys and, but at the same time, the understanding and the surrender that comes when you go, God, I don't get it, but I'm willing to listen to whatever it is that.
It is not for someone who wants to know if they've been the king of Siam.
Right.
In a past life. Well,
it's true.
You're so right. Oh my goodness. You know how many people think they were Elvis?
More than one.
I think
it's
you're right.
People are really spiritually interested in unfolding.
Yeah, and tongue in cheek aside, you are right, because I think that takes away, because there's could be some really important conversations, and maybe not every one of them are going to be ones that changes the life, but what it is one that each and every one of those are going to give you that building block to keep laying down, so you're going to get to that that true peak of your what your performance spiritually needs to be.
Yes.
Yeah,
so
when
cool.
when you're building that spiritual foundation, it's a huge part of it to do that inner search, that spiritual exercise, that surrender to the God force within you, if you will.
100%, 100%. And now, as we've already been talking for 15 minutes. Let's talk about how this series will work. It's free to the public. How do we sign up? How long does it go on for each Thursday? And then is there a Q&A? What's the format of this?
Okay, that was a lot of questions.
I did ask a lot of questions. Now, where were you 2 weeks ago at 9:45?
Okay. The format is friendly. It's like sitting around a coffee table and just having a discussion. It's not a formality. There's no sign up. You just come if you can come. You don't have to come to all of them. You can come to one. You can come to two. You can come to all three. There is a little free booklet that's given with each one, which has some stories in it that we can start with. But the whole meat of it is an hour from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock. 2 weeks from yesterday, which is March 6th, is our first one. And it is on the first Thursday of each month. We'll have a different topic like you announced at the beginning. And we'll be back to talk more about the other ones. But right now, the first one is Past Lives, Present Lessons. And it's Discover the Secrets of Karma and Reincarnation. See, that's it, to answer questions about your life today. And it's simple. It's not putting anybody on the spot. My sister, who doesn't believe in reincarnation because her religion doesn't believe in it, she does believe in karma. So she comes to the conversation. She's part of it. Yeah. But my mother, who's of the same religion, who's no longer on the planet, she believed in reincarnation because my mother was so practical. I can't believe we've got to get it all right in one lifetime. So
that's what she said.
That's what she says.
I think it's great.
It is. That's a good line.
And she's a very wise and beautiful soul. And the thing is that they're really the format. There is questions and answers. We encourage questions.
And we encourage stories too. If they have something, we've heard some stories that, amazing. People are trying to figure it out. And, just by talking about it, they figure it out themselves. We're not analyzing or, we might, offer a quick suggestion, but it's...
Or a question, another question. That's the thing deeper. That's a good way to put it. When someone tells a story, instead of giving our answer, because their answer is the best, they're the answer that is the aha, we ask questions to help them delve deeper into their understanding.
100%. And it's so important because you won't be able to obtain it without doing that.
And there's nothing on this planet that isn't spiritual. Just like nothing in this planet that isn't material.
Yeah.
Physical.
I agree. Well, and this is why we wanted to do a quick conversation about just all of this so we could put a nice article together and get some folks out there. I really encourage you to take a look at this. You guys will be coming on next week, I believe. Is it next week or the following week?
The following week. The Monday before the Thursday.
And we'll be on again to talk about this. The first experience of this series, the Free Spiritual Experience series, Past Lives.
Raise your spiritual IQ.
Raise your spiritual IQ. Free spiritual experience Experience series. Thursday, March the 6th at 1 p.m. is the first one. Discover the Secrets of Karma and Reincarnation to answer questions about your life today. We just discussed a little bit about that. In each session, you'll be getting a new book, and you can go to 1, you can go to 2, you can go to 3, or you can just really be along for the ride.
And you'll all get a journal.
And the journal is important.
And the journal will carry us through all 3, and the different ones, you'll get a different free book for the others.
And they're available online as well at
That's right.
eckankar.org.
Eckankar.org is an excellent resource for all of this.
Thank you very much. And we'll talk again in a couple of weeks.
All right. Thank you, CJ.
We'll take a quick break. 10:47. It's almost 20 degrees out there. How about that? Woo! Come back with more Daily Show after this.
Have a rash, pink eye, or urinary tract infection and need care now? OSF On-Call Urgent Care is here to treat you. Start a virtual visit 24/7, whenever and wherever you need it. It's just that easy. OSFOnCall.org/virtual visit.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank. The local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
Welcome back to our daily show. The time is 10:48 on this Friday. We do have a breaking news alert for you here on RiverBender.com. Please stand by as we bring you this. We're just still gathering data now. At 10:49, that breaking news alert is the following: students are safe after a bomb threat is closed East St. Louis High School for Friday the 21st. Dan Brandon, our content director, has the story. East St. Louis Senior High School, it will be closed this morning following a bomb threat communicated via email earlier this morning, the East St. Louis School District officials have said. The East St. Louis School District 189 announced the closure as a precautionary measure to ensure the safety of students and staff while law enforcement conducts a thorough search of campus. In a statement released by the district, officials emphasized the safety in the school community being their top priority. Here's what they had to say. We are actively gathering information and taking all necessary precautions to ensure a safe learning environment. The statement read, as part of the response to the threat, the high school students were temporarily directed to an alternative location upon arrival. All students and staff are reported to be safe at this location, and bus riders are expected to return home shortly if they haven't already. While East St. Louis Senior High School remains closed, all other schools within the district will operate on their regular schedules. The district indicated updates will be provided as more information becomes available, thanking the community for their understanding and support during this situation. If you're just tuning in, breaking news at 10:36. Students are safe after a bomb threat is closed East St. Louis High School for Friday, February the 21st. Dan Brandon, content director, has that story. It's available on RiverBender.com/news. More updates will be available soon. But now we'll return to this commercial break. The City of Edwardsville joins us next.
Hey, would you drop by the pharmacy? My doctor switched my cholesterol medication.
Yeah, will do, honey. I'm glad he's looking out for you.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including managing chronic conditions. Schedule an appointment today.
What are you doing?
We did our home insurance ourselves, but don't feel protected.
So you're building your own American Family Insurance roof line?
Yeah, life's better when you're protected under American Family's roof.
That's not how it works.
Dad, we'll go. It's gonna hit.
See, that's how it works.
For real protection, save up to 23% by bundling your home and auto with us.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville. Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
Village Dispensary has the best deals in Godfrey, Illinois with specials 5 days a week. Mondays, roll in the week with 20 to 30% off select pre-rolls. Tasty Tuesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select edibles. Waxy Wednesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select concentrate and vape brands. Thirsty Thursdays, sip and save with 20 to 30% off all drinks. Flower Friday, grab like 3.5 gram flower deals starting at just $20. Village Dispensary, come meet your best buds.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Hello, it's me. I've thought about us for a long, long time. Maybe
I don't know. I kind of feel like melodies when I hear chocolate. You know, I don't know why. Maybe, I don't know. We got Cathy and James in the studio. Choco-Lotta-Fun Crawl. Say that one 4 times fast. I'm getting it now, though.
There you go.
You should have heard me this morning. I brutally botched it. I just gave up. I just hit pass and moved forward.
Just stop at the Choco. Stop at the Choco.
So with that being said, this is coming down the pipeline quick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What day?
A week out.
What day?
Next Saturday, March 1st.
Man, It's great that we're at March. It's great that we're at March.
Yes.
Before we dive into the event, how has just life at Edwardsville been, though? Because I just stay up to date with the news and just some of the things that we're reading. It seems like you guys are always busy within the city.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'd say we're a truly vibrant, growing community. It's a lot of fun to work at the city with the people at the city.
Absolutely.
We get to collaborate on many different types of events.
So many fun things, amazing parks and amazing organizations, and it's a wonderful place and so much history too.
Yeah, well, it seems like there's really a lot of family-friendly activities, like the Shakespeare in the Park. That was a couple. That was really cool, and like the art fair. Yeah, that's really cool. I mean, there's so many cool.
The Criterion.
You
could go on and on and on.
Keep going.
And my favorite's still the crawling around the Christmas tree bar crawl. I thought that was a very creative event. I thought that was wonderful. But with that being said, the family fun continues on March the 1st, and this is kind of an all-day long fair, correct?
Oh, yes, absolutely. It is going to. The neat thing about this is it really depends on, where you go and what you want to do. There is something for everyone, and it's, for all hours. I mean, we've got Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. The original is going to be at 10:30 in the morning at the Wildie. We've got businesses that are, of course, open into the evening. They're going to offer some really, really cool things. So there's something for everyone. You can make a whole marathon of it.
Did it take any time to get these businesses on board?
You know what? The way we've been moving, this has been fast.
That's what I was wondering.
It was almost immediate response to this.
Wow. Yes, chocolate. That was all we had to say. Chocolate.
What was the idea behind this?
We have been tossing around ideas for a while now of how we can maybe better collaborate with some of our businesses.
Absolutely.
We get asked many questions about promotional type things. And we said, we came up with this idea, well, what if we do something with the business? What if we put an idea out there such as Choco-Lotta-Fun.
And then partner by providing activities at our own places. We're going to have a special skate at the RP Lumber Center.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, free hot cocoa for every paid or member admission, and some fun games. Like I said, the Wildie. The library is going to have some fun activities and hand out scratch and sniff bookmarks. The Benjamin Stevenson House is going to do old-time chocolate puffs and old-time hot cocoa and have samples of those. The Edwardsville Children's Museum is going to have sensory bins, and they're going to have scavenger hunts and everything. I mean, it has been wonderful. I'm not surprised at all, but it's been wonderful how many businesses and organizations have jumped on board with this. It's fabulous.
Well, and it's also a great way to show the diversity of your business portfolio, too. I mean, it's so many times because, obviously I'm in Alton, but, we go up to Edwardsville and we see the mainstays or the staples, as I call them, but you don't realize all these really hardworking, small business owners that are just kicking butt and taking names right now,
Absolutely.
It's so cool.
And especially right now, we're just, get past the holidays. It's kind of a hard time. You never know what the weather's going to be like. And of course, we know January and this past week has been awful. I mean, it's been a week with below, freezing temperatures. So, yeah, we just thought, let's do something fun. So it was kind of a challenge we threw out there. We said, hey, invitation and a challenge, what can you do? And my goodness, the responses have been so creative.
I think I'd even jump on. You hit a point there, the diversity in the businesses.
Right.
It's not just a food type of business. We're seeing the gamut of businesses sign on to this with different offerings, which has been exciting for us to watch.
Well, it's exciting to kind of see, too, because the more, each, city or village or what have you is successful in bringing in more diversity instead of competing, I mean, that's what really makes a region succeed, and that's a broader point. Now, with that, what are the business owners talking about? Because to me, I'd be excited, especially in February, to do a big community event. That's got to help a lot of bottom lines right now.
Yeah, I think traditionally, just looking at January, February, first quarter, it can be slower for some businesses, but this is there's been a lot of positive feedback on this from the businesses. They've talked to us, they've expressed great interest, excitement, they're jumping on board, and to be honest, we've sort of promoted it, but our businesses are sharing
They're
this.
the one,
It's getting out there on their social media posts and everything.
Well, what was cool is like XO, who is in it. They're doing some cool work up there. They're our sponsor at RiverBender, so they even had their own thing just to let people know that hey, the Choco-Lotta-Fun Crawl is coming up on March the 1st, and we're going to be a part of it. And it's just things like that where, like you said, the supplemental advertising and marketing of hey, here's what we're doing as a community. That's really unique.
Exactly. They do what the businesses and the organizations, they do what they do so well, so incredibly well, and we try to do what we do well. And so we thought, hey, let's just let everybody kind of go with it and see where it takes us.
Well, and with that being said, in case you guys were kind of going, CJ, what's the business's list? It's kind of long. Like, I'm not trying to be lazy today, but I mean, look at this novel they got on their website here. You can see it by just going to City of Edwardsville, and you can click on the Choco-Lotta-Fun Crawl page, but there you go. There's the scroll through, and it's like the Green Mile. It just don't end,
The Chocolate Mile, thank you.
That's right! Oh, look at you. So with that, on my own show, Cathy.
Want me to take her out?
Yeah, you guys got a moment to stick around?
Yeah.
I got to take my last break of the week here. Before I do that, let me fill you in on Carver's Barbecue. They're truly the best. Award-winning barbecue when you need it most. Oh, and they got slot machines, so you can hit the jackpot while you're eating a brisket burger. Come on. That's kind of the commercial in itself. Hey, you got an Easter event coming down the pipeline or that big family gathering? Carver's caters. Why are you stressing out? My family, oh, man, we'd have to get out of the house for 2 days whenever there was a holiday because they were starting to cook and get out of there. Now we don't have to. We just call Carver's. They do it for us when we call 618-467-9999 or go to carversbbq.com.
Have a rash, pink eye, or urinary tract infection and need care now? OSF On-Call Urgent Care is here to treat you. Start a virtual visit 24/7, whenever and wherever you need it. It's just that easy. osfoncall.org/virtual visit.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Lennox system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox, innovation never felt so good.
Brant Walker knows how to get results for Alton because he's done it. As Mayor, Brant froze the property tax levy and balanced the budget. His economic development policy stimulated $116 million in private capital investment. Community policing and increased resources for public safety led to a decrease in crime. And under Brant Walker's leadership, Alton secured more than $10 million in extra grant funds for infrastructure and park improvements. Move Alton forward with Brant Walker.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Welcome back. 11:04, pushing it past the show time, but you know what? When you're sitting in this seat, you can do it. Until I get fired in a couple of minutes. Welcome back. We're with the City of Edwardsville. Choco-Lotta-Fun Crawl coming up on March the. It is crazy to think March the 1st is next week.
I like that.
January takes 3 years to get through, but we're finally here to March. And so, once again, this is an all-day-long event, and it kind of starts, what time do you kind of, like a normal business hour, still like 9 o'clock, start to get active a little bit?
Absolutely, absolutely. And like I said, it really depends on, where you want to go and what you want to do. So we definitely encourage folks to check out the list of who's participating, and then go check out either social media feed or the website to see when they're going to be open. But yeah, that's the beauty of it is if you're free in the morning, you can go. If you're free at noon, you can go. If you're free in the evening, there's going to be something going on. It's really, really very, very
Just go when you can go.
Yes,
it's literally that easy of an event. It just stress-free. It's chocolate.
Yes.
There's nothing to be angry about here.
No.
What are with that being said, I saw a couple of videos that kind of spotlighted a few businesses. And, take me through that, because that's so important. And especially in this day and age, I get so angry during election season because we get so in our feelings and in our corners about who we want to work with that we showcase some pretty bad vibes to the rest of the world that maybe wants to invest in specific towns. And what I think's so cool is that I haven't seen that in Edwardsville. It's just been really kind of nice. There's been a lot of positive videos about businesses going on from the city, and it's the positive spotlights that bring growth. It's not the negative back and forth. It's these really cool things like the videos.
So the mayor championed the Spotlight Edwardsville program in general, and he tasked some staff members to kind of create a program that could help champion and support businesses and just highlight maybe some of the staples that have been in Edwardsville, and kind of helps makes Edwardsville that special place, that charming place that we want it to be. So that it was really Mayor Rizavi's idea. He said, hey, I want to do this, and then he gives it to the staff. Let's do it.
Can I say something just to get it off my chest? The mayor's not here. I have said his last name every way possible. I don't know why it's so hard for me to say it. I'm so glad to hear the name in person now, because I have said Rizavi, I've said, any way you can think of, I have pronounced. I'm glad I can apologize to the city officially today on this show.
What's great about Mayor Rizavi is he's also a small business owner.
That's really cool. I like that.
It brings that unique aspect to your town. When the leader knows maybe the challenges and everything you go through as a small business owner, he can relate and he can come up with ideas.
That's so cool. Well, and now where can we see these spotlight videos?
You can find them in a number of different places. We showcase them on our Facebook page, and we have them on our website, and we also have them on our YouTube channel. So we've got many, many places you can go. And the nice thing about our website is if you go there, you can also nominate.
It's a nomination process.
Yes,
yeah.
exactly.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And we do organizations and things too. So it's just a wonderful way to really point out, really raise awareness about some of the things that are going on and some of the folks who have invested in our community and are there.
I love it. Is there anything else to talk about for right now? Anything else coming down the pipe?
Chocolate.
March 1st, March 1st.
Yes.
March 1st, all
see us.
day long. And you can literally find something at almost every business, I'm pretty sure. I mean, you got a big list. And you can see that full list online at the City of Edwardsville's website. You can also check out area businesses that are participating's Facebook page is the City of Edwardsville's Facebook page, and stay up to date on all of that. We'd love to have you guys back in. We got to set up an interview with the mayor. Give him some spotlight.
Yes.
That'd be great. And I got to finally apologize in person.
There you go.
We're out of time today. I'll see you back here on Monday. Have a good weekend. Go enjoy what will feel like 90 degrees on Sunday. And try your best, as always, to stay out of jail.